Easy on the sugar, hon. They tell me I'm sweet enough.
Let's talk about the relationship between Phil Leotardo and Tony Soprano and how it both develops and unravels.
So Philip Leotardo, longtime Lubertazzi captain.
He shows loyalty to Johnny Sack, the underboss who wants to be the boss now that Carmine Sr.'s out of the picture.
Next time. There'll be no next time. Come on. The money goes up to John.
At first, there isn't really any personal beef between Tony and Phil, even with the Carmine-Johnny Sack shitstorm that had begun.
Yeah, our friend sent this for you.
Then one day, Tony bumps into his father's old mistress, Fran Felstein. They get to talking, and she eventually tells Tony that his father had promised to leave her a piece of a racetrack that was owned by Johnny Boy.
Yeah, the Chickamauga Raceway over in New Egypt.
And him, Herman, some other guy, Phil something, with the hair from New York.
Leotardo.
When they go see the racetrack, they see it's been sold. So Tony goes to Hesh and Phil and wants that piece of money that would have gone to Fran from Johnny Boy, allegedly anyway. And really irritates Phil in the process.
You got some balls, kid. I'll give you that much.
You'll give me what I tell you to give me.
Oh, Tony. Come on, take it easy.
This ain't the 70s. And I'm not a kid.
Relax, it's an expression.
I'm sorry if I offended you. Gotta remember, Tony, I still think he is a kid.
It's interesting when you think about how, imagine if Feach and Phil switched, and it was Feach in the Lupertazzi family, and Phil standing in Feach's position. Would Tony have sent Phil back to the can?
Well, here's another expression. You got 5 days to give me my money.
That was out of line.
Billy, he's a boss.
Jersey? Come on, huh?
Phil! Phil, where you going?
Hey, Tony, I gotta meet John down the restaurant.
Jesus Christ. Mister, you okay in there?
I'll get it. My neck, Tony.
What do you think, I'm an asshole? Huh?
No. Huh? No, Tony.
I can't hear you.
No, please. You can sit in there till fucking San Gennaro.
If only Phil's biggest problem that season was figuring out whether he was sitting at 12 o'clock.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Tony, right? Oh, you come here too?
Jesus, relax. Johnny wants to see you. Come on, you gonna go or what?
Coming, I was finishing my drink.
Anybody ever die in your arms, you cocksucker? A family member, somebody you love?
No.
Well, give it time. See if I can't make that happen for you.
Ironically, the person Phil went after when he was trying to get Tony B was Christopher, Tony's nephew, with an asterisk. But it's Tony who ends up killing Christopher. Just a side note.
John, how long I gotta wait? Tony Soprano left to his own device.
As we know, Phil waits too long, because by the time he gets to where Tony B is, Tony S has already taken care of it. After all of that, they agree to bury the hatchet and move forward. Now that Johnny Sack's been arrested, Tony B's dead and there's nothing else that can be done to him, and Phil now holds the position of acting boss.
So day to day, how you getting along with Tony?
You asked me to bury the hatchet, John. I'm doing it out of respect to you.
I gotta tell you, though, he surprised me. He's acting boss, takes care of John's business, plus the wife, while John's in jail.
Yeah.
No complaints. It's real old school. I take my hat off.
Things are good. Until Tony gets shot, that is, and lands in a coma. While he's in a coma, Jason Barone decides he's going to sell his father's business, Barone Sanitation. This is the company that provides Tony his W-2 and a legit paycheck for his tax returns to account for their home and other assets.
Not even a courtesy call. Are you trying to poach my company?
No disrespect, Tony. You've been in a coma.
That gives you carte blanche? But whatever happens to Barone Sanitation, I gotta be kept on. I need that W-2. And Barone is my secondary insurance carrier.
What you're asking? 25% of the sale price? Year's salary till retirement? Plus skim? Come on.
Things get settled, though.
Truth be told, it's enough garbage for everybody.
So all is calm again. Until it isn't.
What can I do for you, Phil?
Vito. Do we know where he's at? I gotta be frank. In your father's day, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Even while the Vito drama goes on, though, it's not like there's no contact between Tony and Phil. They still make some business arrangements, and from time to time, they actually leave Johnny Sack out of the picture completely.
All right. But in this case, I'm thinking we spare John the stress of having to hear about this.
Well, the situation he's in, he's got enough to deal with.
Tidelands project. Your slice of no-shows? I spoke to the union, and we can't make 5 work no more. It's on my shoulders to take care of the family.
You see, this is what I get. I never should have let you slide on the vitamins.
Again, with the vitamins. I gotta tell you, Anthony, if Vito was here and you knew about it...
Though Phil missed out on killing Tony B, he was able to get to Vito, and Tony certainly wasn't happy that Phil had just killed one of Tony's top earners. So Tony decides to blow up the wire room.
Before he came out of the closet, he worked for me. And he put a lot of money in my pocket. And yours, too.
The no-shows, the wire room, Vito, put it all behind us.
Yeah.
Your brother Billy, whatever happened there.
All right, then.
Whatever happened there?
The shooting.
That fat cocksucker says I look like the Shah of Iran. But whack a boss? I won't do that.
It's been done before.
And it was wrong then.
You get better. But when you do, you focus on grandkids.
Bye-bye. Wave bye-bye, Grandpa.
We can have it all, Phil.
Just like Tony ended up in the hospital in 6A, so did Phil after having a heart attack. And like Tony, he also makes a recovery. So what now?
My weakness. Sometimes I think it's in my DNA.
They both see their genes as a cause of weakness.
You said so yourself. It's in the blood. It's in his blood. You are what you are.
This is America.
My family took shit from the Mitigans the minute we got off the boat. Leotardo. That's my fucking legacy. No more Butchie. No more of this.
Phil was done compromising. And so is Tony. About his nephew. It's interesting timing how we transition right from Phil saying, no more Butchie, no more of this, to Tony and Christopher. Tony's compromised a lot with Christopher, and maybe he's thinking to himself, no more of this.
Nice gravy, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, your taste.
How's Patricia? You mind?
Go ahead.
Doc Santoro offends Phil by taking a piece of food off his plate without really asking. Phil had just given Doc a taste, but Doc wanted more. The reason I included this scene where Ralph blows his nose is that I think it insulted Tony when he felt like Ralph was blowing his nose right in Tony's face and then sort of casually discarding the dirty handkerchief on Tony's desk. And what happens later on? By the end of this episode, Ralph's dead, just like how Doc Santoro was dead by the end of season 6, episode 15.
Made the same dumping deal with what's his name, the operations manager since I've been there at Barone Sanitation.
You're not there no more. I am. You're enjoying your generous severance package. Got a backyard, a pool, dump it there. It's my only other suggestion. You want compromise? How's this? 20 years in the can. I wanted manicotti. I compromised. I ate grilled cheese off the radiator instead. I wanted to fuck a woman, but I compromised.
But you know what Phil doesn't compromise on? When Tony nearly kills Coco after learning what he said to Meadow, apparently cooler heads prevailed, according to Phil, though I'm not sure Phil will be able to say that about his head in a couple of episodes from now.
He's never been in the can, not really. He's a guy who stepped over his own uncle to grab the big seat. His father's brother.
Nobody's taking this lightly, Phil.
He should have been done first.
Maybe...
What? You talking about reaching out? We can't go back.
Phil ends up getting shot right in front of his family. What about Tony? Oh, and both Tony and Phil like talking about Italian history with their families.
The Bank of America. You ever heard of it? One of the biggest banks in the world, started by an Italian.
The first American saint was Italian, Mother Cabrini.
Who knows who is Leonardo da Vinci? Annabella.
He was a painter of the Mona Lisa.
Very good. Leonardo was a great Italian, and that was our name originally, Leonardo. But many years ago, when my grandpa came over from Sicily, they changed it at Ellis Island to Leotardo.
What did they do that for?
Because they're stupid.
Jesus Christ, you think there never was a Michelangelo, the way they treat people?
So all in all, while there's certainly a generation gap, and while Phil is outwardly more anti-gay, it's important to remember that a lot of what these guys do and say is wearing a mask and acting the part, however they think a boss should look on the outside. But I think fundamentally, deep down, they're not all that different. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. What do you think of Phil and Tony's relationship? I'd love to hear from you as always.